I'm here with Emma Hedshot. She just written a
Hello.
book, FODMAP Friendly Kitchen. It's in English, of course, but now in Holland, the Dutch version as well. Congratulations, Emma.
Thank you very much.
International author. How
Yes.
fantastic is
We're
that?
getting the word out. We're getting the word out.
Good, good, good. How was your book received in England? Is it already published in other countries as well? Or?
Came out in the UK in January, which was fantastic. It's been brilliant. The feedback's, I'm just over the moon with how the feedback's gone. We've had emails and pictures on social media and people getting in touch saying they feel like they can really enjoy food again. And it's been absolutely fantastic. In terms of other countries, it's out in the US and Canada tomorrow, which is really exciting. And then we've got a couple more translations as well coming next year. So watch this space.
Really cool, really cool. So you're really on a good road.
Yes, fingers crossed. And I think you talk to someone and everyone's either sort of suffer from a sensitive gut at some point in their lives, or they know someone that suffered from a sensitive gut, or a family member, and it's as soon as you start talking about it, I think it sort of feels a bit like this movement that's opening up, and people are realizing that sort of gut health is really important and we need to make it a priority, and sort of, yeah, it's definitely something that I think people are embracing a bit more, which is great.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you've written the book now a couple of months ago, or in January in England.
Yeah.
What are the top 3 tips you have for people with IBS?
It's a tough one. It's a big, it does, I think it feels like a very scary thing when you sort of first go to your doctor or dietitian and they say, right, I think you should follow this diet, or you've come across it online or through friends, and you sort of look at these lists of foods that you can't eat, and there's a big page, all these foods in red, a couple of foods in green, and you panic and you think, what on earth am I going to do? My first big tip would be, don't be so hard on yourself. It does feel very daunting. It does feel very scary. And actually being anxious and being stressed about it is sometimes easier said than done, but you can undo all your hard work because you can be sort of quite fixated on the small things. So I think I'd sort of say, breathe, take a step back. It doesn't have to be perfect. I know you sort of stage the diet, you cut out certain foods. If you make a mistake, it's fine. Tomorrow's a new day. So I think first tip would definitely be go easy on yourself. Second tip, get some sleep. I've learned the hard way, I think, over the last few years, that sleep is really, really important. And I think sort of stress and being anxious does play a really, really big part in your gut and how it reacts to certain foods. So sleep, I think, along with everything else, would be sort of really, really try and make the effort. Sort of that couple of hours before bed, no, it's easier said than done because it sounds a marvelous place. Try and switch off from your phone, read a book instead, light a candle, and I think that really sort of really, really can help. And then I think, the third one would be, I think, keeping a food diary. It's something that dietitians always suggest to do, and it's something that I found really helped, and as well as keeping that food diary, write down your mood each day. Because again, it all relates into the first 2 tips, sort of stress, anxiety, I think really, really plays a bigger part than people often realise. So I'd say keep a food and mood diary, note down if you had an argument with your boyfriend or girlfriend that day, what food you ate, because you might think it's the food you've had sort of in the previous meal, but actually it might have been a couple of days ago and it's sort of really aggravating your gut. And sort of you can start to see patterns, which sort of really, really help me to identify what I should possibly be avoiding for a bit at the time. So yes, don't be too hard on yourself, get some sleep, and food and mood diary, I think, would be really important.
Oh, thank you so much. I think they're really important for everyone, but especially when you've got IBS. So that's really, really good. Well, I've got the book here.
Yes.
What is the recipe I should cook tonight from your book? What's the best
I've been thinking about this because as sort of, the brilliant thing about social media is you get to see sort of firsthand, you get instant feedback from people. So the dal is a really, really popular recipe that's in there. There's a butternut squash lasagna recipe that's really, really popular. Chocolate and banana sort of loaf is in there, which is another really popular one. Banana pancakes. But I think my top recipe, especially at the moment as it's cold in London, would be, there's a buckwheat risotto recipe in there with macadamia cream, which is one of my absolute favourites. Quite often, sort of, I used to love mushroom risotto, but sort of mushrooms are a food high in FODMAPs. This swaps in mushrooms for aubergines, which is brilliant, and it sort of gives the same texture, the same feel. And then there's a really nice macadamia cream that you just sort of whiz up and you stir through at the end. So I think at the moment, especially, that would be my top one.
Emma, thank you so much for your time for this.
Thank you. It's been brilliant.
And keep on the good work. And I hope
Thank you very much.
next edition is coming out soon. I hope.
Thank
Are you already writing on the next one?
I've got a few ideas in mind. Yes.
Oh, good.
We'll see what happens. But sort of, especially as Christmas is coming up, we're getting a lot of requests for Christmas recipes and holidays. I think sort of feeding families, and yes, there's lots of opportunities. So hopefully soon, definitely.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and good luck with all your efforts.
Thank you very much for your time. See you later.